Hello, Retro Core kids. This is ThatZooooooooo with another look at here. This time it's a game on the N64. If you can tell what this is, this game will tell you. This is 1080 snowboarding on the 64. This is Nintendo's first crack at extreme sports, so to say, with 1080 snowboarding on the 64. Compared to most other games, this game is pretty skimpy on content, really. You got a match race mode, time attack, you got a main mode, which is the match race versus CPU, trick attack, and time attack. And there's only 6 courses and 5 racers, with 3 being hidden. So, even though there really isn't a lot of content, it's fun. This game is dang fun here. In fact, I still probably prefer this game over at 1080 Avalanche. Still, despite how much content 1080 Avalanche has, I still prefer playing this one more than that one. I might do a video on 1080 Avalanche too, 1080 Avalanche as well, since we're considering the GameCube, PS2, and Xbox era retro now. You might be seeing that in the future too. But yeah. But for this video, I'm going to be doing the original 1080 on the 64, created by Nintendo and Nintendo EAD, whatever it is. Well, spoilers. Well, one thing about this is if you have a saved replay on your game cart, it'll play the replay during this opening sequence, which I thought was cool. You can see it'll play random pre-recorded footage, but if you have your replay, it'll splice it in. So this is one of the hidden borders, the gold border, and I'm using the hidden board, the penguin. So yeah, this is the ideal time attack setup. If you're going for time attacks, you want to have the gold border on the penguin. So yeah, this is the ideal. This is what you want to do, man. But I forget how to. It's been a while since I played this game. I forget how to do this now. And fun fact, I used to hold the unofficial world record for the time attack on Deadly Fall at one point. I used to have the unofficial world record. But that's in the past. Somebody beat it. I'm just a withered old veteran. So yeah, as you can see, match race is a standard player versus CPU mode. You got time attack, trick attack, like I said. Time attack's a race against the clock as fast as you can. Trick attack's a race against the clock to score as many points as you can by doing tricks. Contest is a special trick attack mode, which I might do. 2P versus is head-to-head mode. Training. Oh, and you got options. Options does nothing. Let's go into training mode first, so you can get acquainted with the controls. You got 5 riders here. Kensuke Kimachi's from Japan, and he's the balanced rider. He's got balanced technique. I think technique is how quickly you can execute tricks. The higher the technique, the faster you can execute tricks. Max speed is how fast they can go. Balance is how balanced they are on the board, how easily they can get knocked down. Power is how much power they have when pushing against somebody, or when running into obstacles. How likely they are to fall over. Balance is how easy you can land from a jump, and jump is how high you can jump. So yeah, Kensuke Kimachi is pretty balanced. We got Dion Blaster from Great Britain. He's the speed one. He's the one you want to use for time attacks before you get gold border. But he's pretty crappy on the other stats. He's got speed and power, but nothing much else. Rob Haywood is kind of like Kensuke Kimachi, except he has more speed and technique, and he's pretty much let me go back to Kensuke here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
What's up?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's kind of balanced like Kensuke, except he's a bit faster and has more technique and balance. So he's kind of like Kensuke. Then you got Akari Hayami. She's more of a trickster. She has technique and balance and jump. She has a bit of a lower speed and not a lot of power.
Yeah.
Then you got Ricky Winterborn from Akari Hayami's Japan.
Yeah.
And you got Ricky Winterborn from Canada. I wish I could visit Colin. This guy is the real trickster. This is the guy you want to use for trick attacks in the contest, because you can see his technique is maxed out, and his jump is maxed out too. And he's got pretty good balance, but as you can see, he's got the lowest max speed out of everybody, and he's got no power. Of course, he's my favorite character. And he got a selection of boards here. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 boards here, with one being unlocked hidden. So you could, and they have stats too. You got edge control is how you can turn, is how sharply you can turn a corner. Acceleration is how quickly you can accelerate to max speed. Response is how tightly it'll turn. I'm not sure what these means. And stability is how stable you are on the board. Exactly what it says on the tin. How easily you can land tricks. And flex, not entirely sure what that means. You can see each board has different stats. And each rider has a default board that they start out with. In my opinion, this is the best board for any character, since you can use any character on any board. This is probably the board you want to use for all characters, unless you get the Hidden Penguin board. That was the ThatZooooooo 155 is what I would recommend. But I'll just use Rookie's default board, the Beeline 149. You can select to start them out in regular stance or goofy stance, whichever. I'll just do regular just because. So, I'm going to go in the free section here. So you got controls here. You press up to do a little boost when you're at a standing start, when you crash or something. Get a little speed. You press the A button to jump, of course. And if you hold down the Z button, you'll crouch and go faster. Then while you're in the air, you use the B button and the R button for your tricks. So you can, in the main game, in the race modes, the tricks aren't really going to help you. The tricks are only going to be useful in the contest and in the trick attack mode. And also, in order to land from a jump, what you have to do is you have to press the Z button as you come down. You can line yourself up as good as you want, but if you don't press the Z button at the exact time as I'm doing right now, you'll just end up flipping over. See, I was pretty plumb with the ground. So what you do is that you tap the Z button as you're getting to land, and you'll land better. This will be important because your rider will fall over pretty easily. Even somebody with good balance will fall over if you don't use the Z button. See, I'm not going to press the Z button here again. See, even though I was plumb with the ground. So you gotta be careful. These tricks are pretty harmless here. You got the B button. The B button does all your grabs here. B button plus a direction. These aren't too bad. But then, after you get through the B grabs, you get to the more ridiculous ones. Of course, you got 180s. This is going to be another pass. The R button does your spins. So you can see the 180 and 360 aren't really too bad here. So it's going to take me back up to the top. Lay down, Ricky. You deserve a good rest. But you see, 540 starts stacking stuff. So, okay, it's getting a bit ridiculous. Then you got this, 720. Now it's getting ridiculous, don't you think? You need enough air to pull this off. And look at this, 900. Geez, how do they expect you to do this on command? Oh, I didn't land it. This is the tip of the trick. The 1080. Look at how many button prompts you have to do. Yeah, they make you work for that. It's really hard to do on command. And you gotta make sure you land it too. Now, I don't want to do a lean air. There we are. The 1080 gets you a lot of points, as you can see, but it's really hard to land it. Because you need to get enough height so you can do the Z thing. There. Yeah. So if you could do the 1080 multiple times in a trick attack, you'll be set to go. I don't know why I did the tricks here. I might do a contest afterwards, so yeah. Let's do a match race, shall we? If I find a second person, I might show 2-player mode. You got 3 levels here. Normal course takes you through the first 4 levels under normal settings. Hard mode takes you through 5 courses. But first 4 courses having different aesthetics, and the 5th course being itself. You got the Expert Black Diamond, which takes you through all 6 courses, with the first 5 courses having a different look, and the 6th course being the 6th course. I like that the courses change on hard and expert. The layout's the same, but the aesthetics are different. So I'm going to do a romp through expert mode here. Go through all 6 courses. Yeah. So I'm going to use my main man, Ricky. Ricky Winterborn. So let's go. It's a straight up... Match races are straight up races against the CPU. The first race is Crystal Peak, or whatever it was. Crystal Lake. The opponents you race in for the first 4 courses are in random order. You race each opponent once. The first 4 courses are random opponent. The 5th course is going to be a mirror match. And the 6th course will be one of the 3 hidden borders. It'll either be the Golden Border, the Panda Border, or the Iceman. Of course, the Golden Border is the fastest guy, so if you roll him, well, you're going to be screwed. You can see my first opponent here is Kensuke Keimachi. Here, he's going to take the long way. I'm going to take the shortcut. The key to these tracks are finding the shortcuts here. So this is Crystal Peak shortcut. Here we go over here. You may notice on the bottom left there, I got three panels there. Those are my lives here. I have to win the race to advance to the next race. If I lose the race, or if I pause and hit retire, I'll lose a life. And if I lose all 3 of my lives, it's game over. Of course, if you go to if restart restarts you at the beginning of the first race with all your lives intact. So I'm not really going to do that. Since there are only 6 races and each race is a minute to a minute and a half long, this doesn't really take too long. So I'm probably going to have enough time to do a contest and still keep it within 30 to 40 minutes. So the first round's usually not too bad here. Kensuke went down pretty easily. Who's my second opponent? Rob Haywood on Crystal Peak. And I didn't talk about this at all. The bottom right is sort of like a map. It's just a rough map. You can see where you are and where your opponent is. You are represented by the 1, the computer's represented by the C. And if you're playing 2-player mode, I think the display is a touch different. I think it still does this map thing. I'm thinking of Avalanche, where the display changes a bit. I think it still shows this in 2-player mode, except the red circle's a 2 instead of a 1. So yeah, I always thought they looked like lollipops as a kid. Always remind me of lollipops. Of course, the S is the start and the G is a goal. It'd be kind of hard to snowboard uphill, just saying. On this top right is your speed. It's measured in kilometers an hour. You can see Ricky tops out at 111 kilometers an hour on his standard board. If you put him on the Tohu 155, he can go up to 115, I believe, or 113. But on his standard board, he can get to a 111. Just not too... which is the slowest. I could have put him on a worse board, but... he's the slowest character anyway, so I'm basically playing on hard mode right now. I hate this bumpy section so much. So when the computers start crouching, they're going to catch up to me, no problem. And you see the damage meter. Every time you fall down, there's 4 different landing styles. There's a clean landing, where if you press the Z button, you'll land clean. There's the bumpy landing, where you'll land, but you'll slow down a little. There's the lean down landing, where you'll lean down and take a small bit of damage. Then there's the crash landing, where you'll crash and take quite a bit of damage and slow down significantly. Of course, you want to try to aim for the clean landing. The bumpy landing's acceptable, but the lean down and the crash landing are not desirable at all. So my third opponent is Akari Hayami on Golden Forest. This forest isn't really that golden, is it? In the standard aesthetic, it is a golden forest, really. This is how it looks on expert mode. Again, I like how they change for the different difficulty levels here. Now, the routes I am taking are the shortest routes, hopefully. I probably won't break time trial records because, 1, I keep bumping into stuff. And 2, I'm not using Golden Border and Penguin, so I'm not going to break my times. Because Ricky is slow. I think the max speed you can get with Golden Border and Penguin is 121. Or 122. Maybe 123 kilometers an hour. So Ricky's going 10 to 12 slower than the top possible performance. But I like Ricky, because he's Ricky Winterborn. And plus he's appeared in all the non-Mario sports games except for the original Wave Race. He's crossed over into Wave Race Blue Storm and reappeared in 1080 Avalanche, which again I might do those later. Both Wave Race games and 1080 Avalanche later. Who knows? Yeah, I fell off. Though I shouldn't have risked trying to go on that tree. Oh well, but yeah. Just try not to fall down too many times here. Just follow the contours of the course here. You may notice the course layouts are pretty straight. They don't have too many alternate paths. The GameCube Avalanche title fleshes out the courses a bit more. And I like it in that respect, but I don't know, it just gets a bit too arcadey feel for me. I like this more simulation feel, even though it is arcadey by nature. I like this more than... Oh, I just came to a dead stop. That was terrible. Still finished ahead enough. You can see my best times down there at the end of each course. See, I'm not coming really anywhere close. So we got the final of the round robin here against my opponents. Dion Blaster on Mountain Village. Of course, I get the fast guy on the hardest course, on one of the harder courses. Oh well. Ricky can do it. If anybody can do it, it's Ricky. Because he's the Canadian, and Canadians have special powers. Just look at Scott Pilgrim. I read all 6 books recently. They're good reads, man. I suggest that to pretty much anybody, really. And I don't say that a lot because I usually hate reading. Other than TV tropes and Twitter, I guess, I don't really read a lot. And if I say something's good reading, more than likely. Because I don't read a lot. So, Mountain Village has quite a few paths in this tunnel here. Yeah, and if you watch the path I'm taking, this is the most efficient path through the tunnels here. Of course, be careful not to bump your head. You dip up high enough to bump your head. Be careful about that. I'm doing better on the landings, at least. So, watch out for the logs here. Jump over the logs. Log. Everyone wants a log. Ren and Stimpy, anybody? Ren and Stimpy was a messed up show if you think about it. How they even pass that off as a kid's show? Let's not get into the quote-unquote adults-only version that really sucked on Spike for a season. Let's not get into that. But I liked it. It was a gross show when you think about it, but I liked it. Old cartoons, man. You gotta love them. Whoa. Traffic cones, or whatever you guys are. So yeah, peasy easy. Oh, I set a new record too. I didn't beat my record, but I probably got a second or third. So I beat one of my times with Ricky. If I can do that, I could probably break my 138. So 2 more courses. This is the mirror match on Dragon Cove. Mirror match. Evil Ricky. You gotta fight Evil Ricky. He's wearing a red shirt. You can tell he's evil. His coat has red instead of white. Red stands for communism. He's evil. So I don't know if this way is quicker or not, but I like doing this. Geronimo. Land it. Good, Ricky. I don't know if this way's quicker or not, like I said, but I like doing that a lot. It's a lot easier than going on the bridge. Trust me, trying to cross that bridge without touching the side, harder than you think. There's going to be a second bridge where you have to cross it. So I just took the Geronimo fall so I can avoid the bridge. So we're doing pretty good against Evil Ricky's a bit ways back, so we're doing pretty good. Evil Ricky doesn't stand a chance. There is a hidden cove you can go to if you take the bridge route, in a specific route once you cross the bridge. Again, I don't know if the secret cove is faster. You can see the end of the tunnel. I just passed over it. So again, I don't know if that route's faster or not, but this is the one I choose to take because I'm different. Here's the bridge. I didn't hit the sides. That's weird. It's usually very hard to cross the bridge without hitting the sides, and I didn't stick the landing. I got a bumpy landing there. Oh well. I'll take not hitting the sides of the bridge. So, let's grind the rail. No matter what you do, you can't fall off this rail once you start grinding it. So you can just woo back and forth all you want. There's the goal. Woo. Yeah. You can see my best time there's a flat 132. Got a flat. Is Evil Ricky going to finish? Am I going to hear him cross? There he is. I kicked Evil Ricky's butt. Now here's the hidden battle. Are we going to battle Panda, Ice Border, or Golden Border? We're battling Panda. Alright, Panda Border. Panda Border is probably the easiest of the 3 hidden borders, honestly. I think Panda Border has the weakest top speed out of the 3, but I'm not entirely sure. Panda Border is definitely the tricky one. You might want to use Panda Border for trick attacks now that I think about it, or Ricky. Ricky or Panda, either or. Also, the Panda Border has a special set of tricks that only he can perform. As you can see, the character model is just pretty much Rob Haywood with a panda head, but it's still kind of it's kind of funny, and he makes cute sound effects too. They could have really put in a different model, so you just put a panda head on Rob Haywood. Same thing with the Ice Border and Gold Borders. Oh, bollocks! Good thing the Panda Border ran into me. The Ice Border is a reskin of Kensuke Kimachi, and the Golden Border is a reskin of Dion Blaster. Except they have slightly improved stats of their respective clones. So Panda Border has slightly better stats than Rob Haywood. Ice Border has slightly better stats than Kensuke Kimachi, and Gold Border has slightly better stats than Dion Blaster. So yeah, that's why you want to use Golden Border for time attacks. Cause he can go faster than Dion Blaster. Is it Blaster or Blaster? Too bad he didn't make a return in the next game. Kensuke Kimachi's the face of the 1080. Why didn't he return in Avalanche? I am sad face. So yep, I made that look pretty easy, didn't I? I guess. So, all clear. We beat Expert Mode pretty easily. With the slowest character, nonetheless. So that was Deadly Fall. We didn't suffer any deadly falls, thank goodness. Yeah, celebrate your victory, Ricky. Henson Ricky. And Panda Border's gonna sit down and be disappointed. Lens flare. Panda Border's mad. Ricky's hailing the sun. Praise be the sun. I killed the boss. I claimed its soul. Praise the sun. And then a remix of the main theme. You can see that didn't take very long. There, each course, like I say, each course is only about 90 seconds long at most. Maybe 2 minutes if you crash a lot. That's about it. You see Shigeru Miyamoto as a producer. Yeah, but it is a Nintendo game. Shigeru Miyamoto is mostly involved with all of them. Mostly. Remix of the main theme. Yeah, so that was the race mode. Oh no, I'm at 20 couple minutes here. Don't know if I want to do a separate video for the tricks or do I want to mash it in here? I don't know, I'll think about it. Special thanks. Super Mario Club staff. Debugging staff. Noah Debugging staff, or NOA. Tommy Hilfiger sponsored this. Product placement. Yep, thank you, game, for entertaining me. You thank me for playing, I thank you for entertaining me. Everybody wins. So if you set a high score, you get to enter in your name. I only set a high score on one of them, so I'm going to go with my usual set of initials. There, Zoo. You get to see a replay of the Deadly Fall race. It shows us no matter what course you set the record on. So what I do, I got a third on Mountain Village. Neato. You can see I set a record on with Ice Border there, too. So, that's the racing mode. Time attack is just basically a one player race. Just race the clock. Trick attack contest is especially different. I'm gonna do that. So I don't know. So what happens here is dependent. If I do a quick cut here, that means I've decided to splice it in. If video ends, that means I decide to make it a separate video. So whatever happens, you'll find out now. So see you next time, or see you in a few seconds.